Hey everybody, it's April. I just wanted to go ahead and share a card that I made today. I'm using Fly by Friends. It's by MFT. And I'm going to make an Action Wobbler card today. So I'm super excited. It's my first Action Wobbler card. Jude at Hey Jude Cards and I do a weekly challenge where we kind of encourage each other to create some things we've never done before. So this was this week's challenge, and I think it turned out pretty good. I just went ahead and used VersaFine Onyx Black ink and clear embossing over the top of all these images so I can do some distress marker watercoloring. The colors that I use I'll go over with you here in a little bit, but the little bee that I'm stamping now is the one who's going to be on the wobbler. And then I just used one of the flowers, the big bee, and then a bunch of little bees you'll see here in a second. So I clear heat embossed those and then colored those up with the marker. I realize now why I don't use those distress markers that often, because they were kind of hard to work with, but it's still beautiful colors. I love the distress color line, so you'll see me do that here in a second. And the problem I found with the markers was that the tips of them fray quite a bit, so it tore up the cardstock. This is a pretty good cardstock. The watercolor paper is by Strathmore, so I normally don't have those issues with the water peel, like the paper peeling up, but I think it was just because of the condition of the felt tip markers on, that they're just so frayed. And I honestly haven't used the markers a lot, so I don't know why they were like that. But the colors I'm using here are Worn Lipstick, and I'm not sure if I used spun sugar. I think I did. You'll see it there on the right. I went out and blended all that color out, and I didn't really get the shading that I wanted. I tried doing wet on the other half of the flower to see if that made a difference, but it really didn't. So in the end, I just kind of let it dry, which it does dry pretty quickly, and then went over with another coat. The sentiment you see up there on the left is from the stamp set, so that's super cute. I thought it was adorable. There's a lot of cute little sentiments in this set too. So I think the stamp set came out about a year or two ago. And so anyhow, but I have all the coordinating dies, and you'll see here I wound up only using this one flower, but I colored one flower and one bee on camera. The rest I colored off camera just because I colored them all the same. But yeah, so I used the Worn Lipstick, and then for the center of the flower I used Wild Honey and Mustard Seed because my bright yellow that I had, the lemonade one, squeezed lemonade, was dried up. The cap had come off. So it worked out okay using those two colors. It's what I colored the bees with, so it would kind of coordinate. And then on the little petal on the flower, I used peeled paint and forest moss, and I wound up lightening that up quite a bit. So after I was done coloring everything, I used some Spectrum Noir clear glitter pens. I used it on the wings of all the bees, and then also I had like a glitter pen that was in a pastel shade from Spectrum Noir, and it was like a peach pink. I don't really know what color it was. Oh, there you can see the whole end, the end of my marker just popped out. So on some of those I had to use the fine point end of the marker, which was fine, it worked out. But so yeah, there's a reason why I don't use those. So on the bee, I'm using the Wild Honey and Mustard Seed. I might have popped in some Spice Marmalade, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, I'm leaving the highlight on the very back center of the bees, and really not on the little ones because they're too tiny to see it. I just use like a white gel pen at the end of it. And then on the little stripes there, I use the black soot marker, and really overall I could have just colored and not used any water, but I did just lighten it up a little bit with the water brush marker. And then with the wings I used tumbled glass, so it was okay. I thought it all worked out. It looked really pretty. It's hard to see on camera, but it really does look pretty dimensional on the bees. And then on the sentiment I went in with, afterwards you'll see I cut it out with like a ribbon shape. and I just used the same pastel marker I used on the flower petals on that, so it kind of came out a little peach, like a glittered peach on the sentiment strip. So I have everything cut out, and now I'm going to show you how I just line up my stitch frame. I already have the card panel cut out, and then I just want to match up my stitch lines, so that's how I do that, just tape it on there. So I've got that all lined up. And I'm trying to think, I apologize about my sound quality on this video. I'm just using the computer microphone and it picks up a lot of static and a lot of background noise, so I apologize. I'll work on that in the future. If you hear a lot of weird stuff in the background, or I'm not a great quality of my voice. So anyhow, just using some double-sided tape I thought I would try out. I got it at Joann's in the dollar spot, and it seemed to be okay. I needed a thinner kind of adhesive, so on the center there I just used the multi-matte medium, and I'll just glue everything flat to the card because the only thing I really want to stand out is the action wobbler. So you'll see I'm going to glue all these flat direct to the card front, and then the little action wobbler, I'm going to show you a little close-up of the packaging. I thought I had gotten, excuse me, I thought I had gotten the mini wobblers, but these are the full-size ones, so I had to cut them down quite a bit, and I had to cut it at an odd shape because of the shape of the bee, but it still worked out. I just used a little bit of extra glue on the adhesive that's on the card front just to make sure it would stay. So I'm going to keep continuing to add all these characters onto the card. The little background you see there was from a video I made yesterday or the day before, just using some stencils to create the cloud background. MFT just released a new cloud stencil that's really, really pretty, and I did a kind of a DIY video if you want to check it out. So I'm going to pop up my main character there, and he turned out really cute. And we'll give him a little flick. So super fun. And I think I'm going to send this card to my little baby granddaughter. Obviously she can't read it, but I'll send it to my daughter so she can put it on my granddaughter's, like in her room on the vanity. So anyhow, so that's what that turned out. And then I'm going to pop it all up on a black card base. It's just some some black cardstock was from Michael's, just 110 pounds. I'm going to pop it up using some foam, and one side of the foam had a sticky back, so I only had to do this on this side. And then at the end of the video, you'll see I'm going to use some white pigment ink to stamp on the back of the black cardstock, and later I'll go in and add a white insert so I can leave a message on the inside. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and thank you for taking your time to watch my videos. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.